Guest of honor and Kit and Uncle Bob.
We invited everybody we could find.
Well, now the initial shock. Enjoying her Shirley Temple. How many of you had Trish?
Put it over. That's big. They kind of places we go. Trish's anniversary. That's how
Begin a table prayer before we begin this celebration and the meal to which we are all happy to join with Bob and Kitty on their 50th anniversary. Let us pray. Lord, we do thank you for these years of love and service one to another that Bob and Kitty have been able to give. That you have blessed them with health and even the recovery of health when necessary. Bless them with family, daughter, and husband, and grandchildren. Help them day by day to rejoice in the love that they receive and give to friends, relatives. Bless this celebration tonight and all the joy and fellowship that they've had over the years in remembrance with you and with loved ones. Bless this food to the strengthening of our bodies in your service. We ask it for your name's sake. Amen. Good appetite.
Words, the honorees.
Well, now, Gary, you know, after 50 years, what can we say? We've said it all.
We're lucky we can talk.
What else can we say?
And the daughter.
Well, I think this is the tribute to Mom and Dad for all the years that they were there with me and now with my family. Behind us all the way.
And the favorite son-in-law?
Favorite son. The one and the only, of course.
That was
We have spoken.
It was an in-law family.
No. Nothing you like to add?
Only that I said it all. As Hitler says, ich habe gesagt. I have spoken. Every gathering, there's usually a speech. Now, I've found that the best speeches are usually the shortest, so I'm going to try to follow that rule. It's my great pleasure to be here to honor Bob and Kitty on with their 50 years of marriage. It's such a pleasure because, unlike most people, I really do like my mother-in-law. And just so Bob doesn't feel too left out, he's okay too. No, seriously, Kitty and Bob are great people. They're obviously great parents. Look how well my wife Beth turned out. They have been great in-laws for me, and they have been great grandparents for Beth and our children. We really couldn't hope or dream for anybody better than these folks. Please join me in toasting Bob and Kitty on their 50 years of marriage and wishing them many more happy years together.
Here, here.
Here.
Oh, stand behind that. Hey, Beth. Beth. Yes.
Okay? One more. I'm trying to hide.
I think it's great that there are so many people here tonight and from so many different places. I see Bob's sister, Alice here, and many other people that I am familiar with, and I think it's great that they all came to help Bob and Kit celebrate their 50th anniversary. I've known Bob and Kit about 41 years. And I could stand up here and go on and on about maybe one or two things that Bob done, but I never. But I have enjoyed going on vacation with them or going out to eat, no matter where we went. They were always super people. And in fact, we were out to eat last night. There's Virginia and Jack and Edith and I and Bob and Kit. And when we left the house last night, the Johnson residence, we said to Kit, she said, "That's taking me out for dinner tomorrow night." So we said, "Happy anniversary, and I hope you have a nice time." So here we are. But I wish them many years of continued good health. Edith and I both wish them this. And may they have many more anniversaries from here on in. Thank you very much.
I just didn't know which few words I wanted to say. But two things come to mind. One, back when I was in college, I was dating a girl with a little brother who was in elementary school. And Uncle Bob was in one of his moods to talk about his war stories. And he was telling this little boy, whose name was Norman, about the Battle of Brazil. And what a famous war that was. And he said that he didn't know in history class he hadn't learned about that yet. So Uncle Bob told him, when you go to school on Monday, you ask your teacher about the Battle of Brazil. So Monday morning he goes to school, and he asked his teacher about the Battle of Brazil. And she said there wasn't such a battle. And he got very upset because he said that his girlfriend's, or his sister's boyfriend's uncle fought in that war, and he told him all about it. And so he insisted there was a Battle of Brazil. The ironic thing about that is this Norman is now a doctor. And another one, this is more, I think Aunt Kit got her revenge. Again, when I was in high school, there was a contest in an economics class that we could win a free lunch if we won the most money on the stock market. Well, food, that's all I need is an initiative to try to win something. So I go down to I call my Uncle Bob and ask him if I can come down and we can discuss the stock market so I can win this contest. And he said, "Sure, come on down." So I walk in a room and Aunt Kit says, "Buy Thomas." That's all she said. An hour and a half later, that's what Uncle Bob said was the best deal. Buy Thomas. So we could have saved an hour and a half. We would have just listened to her in the first place. But anyways, I also would like to congratulate Aunt Kit and Uncle Bob. I always enjoyed growing up, time we spent together, vacations we went on together, and always enjoyed their company and my cousin Beth's company also. So it's a pleasure to be here tonight, and I'm glad I had an opportunity to say something. Thank you.
Thank you, Derek. Just be kind. And then my own daughter says, "Be nice." The first time I met Kitty, I almost poisoned her. She came to our house, and I thought I would be real nice and fix a shrimp salad. So I did. And Kitty ate the shrimp salad and later broke out in whelps. And Bob took her away. I think he took her to the hospital. She's allergic to shrimp. Bob and I had wonderful memories. We had some good times, some hard times, but we've had happy times. I asked Kitty if she knew that anniversary, if she could remember her anniversary, if Bob remembered her anniversary. She said, no. She said, he doesn't remember my anniversary. She said, I remind him in January, and I remind him in July. And she said, that way I get 2 presents. We are gathered here together, friends and family, Bob and Kitty's. It's been a privilege to be the sister to Bob, and especially a privilege to have a wonderful sister-in-law, Kitty. I have loved her from the first time I met her. I will always love her, and they are wonderful parents and wonderful grandparents. And let's all raise our glasses in a toast to Bob and Kitty. Hear, hear.
You know, in a golf tournament, they usually have a prize where they give an award for the longest drive. Well, in a gathering like tonight, that is appropriate because our next speaker definitely gets the longest drive award. For all the way from somewhere far is, in our family, she's Little Alice. We just heard from Big Alice. This is Little Alice Stallworth Lancaster.
I'm very happy to be here tonight. Last summer, when we were visiting Uncle Bob and Kitty, Uncle Bob said, Alice, I want y'all to be here next summer. It's a very, very special occasion in our lives, our 50th wedding anniversary. And I promised him, we're here, Uncle Bob. About that. My family, I have 3 children. My son Richard is here with me tonight, and my 2 daughters, Katie and Lee Alice, are playing in Muncie, Indiana in the 12 and Under World Series softball tournament. So we have come today from Muncie, Indiana. We arrived there from Columbus, Mississippi on Wednesday. So we're headed back tomorrow to Indiana. So we're very happy to be here. But growing up, Uncle Bob was always there for me. My cousin Beth, we got through Penn State, a Kappa, went through sorority rush and everything else, and we've seen the birth of her 2 children, Bobby and Trish. And they're going to grow up to be as pretty as their mama and as handsome as their dad. Right. But my whole family, my husband, Bob Lancaster, Judge Lancaster, is out in Reno, Nevada, Judge's School, so he's sorry he couldn't be here. But Uncle Bob would come visit us in Columbus, Mississippi, always by way of Nashville, Tennessee. So when I heard that music tonight, I knew where you were coming from. He loves that country music, and as y'all know, he's always taping that show on TV. But we've had many fond memories. Beth, I was there for her wedding, and she was there for my wedding. We've grown up, and we've always been close. And we love y'all.
Tell them about the birds.
The birds? No, I'm not going to tell any
Oh, please,
No,
go ahead.
no. Climb in the trees and get myself in trouble. I'm good at that. But we're happy to be here, and thank y'all for inviting us. Thank y'all. Beautiful party. Thank you.
You know, no party, no gathering like this comes together without a lot of work by someone. And I'm going to be the first to say that I don't deserve any credit for any of this. Beth did a lot of the work, but the person that did most of the work to bring this all together for us tonight is Marlene Hahn. And Marlene didn't want to make a speech, but her husband, Big Al, has volunteered to fill her place. And if anybody can fill one, Big Al can.
I've waited 50 years for this. It seems there was a special occasion, their wedding was a special occasion, and I was not invited. I was 11 years old at the time, and it was the social event in Lewisburg for that year. And we didn't make it. Lewisburg is quite the place, and that's where Robert met Catherine. Everybody calls her Kit, but we don't. we call her Catherine because she is the oldest Klein daughter. There was Catherine, the oldest Klein. There was Catherine, Edith, and Virginia. And Anne Elizabeth was my father's only sister. And the Klein girls were always very special to Uncle Bill. And we grew up with the Klein girls as our much older cousins. So, I can remember Robert appeared on the scene about in 40, I guess, 1940. I know a lot of you have no recollection of that time at all because that's too far back. But I was 10 years old, and Catherine lived in Lewisburg, and we lived in the big city of Pittsburgh. So Catherine came to stay at our house while she became a secretary. She went to business school and became a secretary. Well, here comes Johnson. He was quite the man. He had been to 2 different colleges. He was unable to find his slot in either one of those colleges. And he dated Catherine. And you gotta remember, I was 10, my older brother was 12, and I had a younger brother who was 7. And my brother Bill, who's here tonight, he's much younger. So he has no recollection, he can't recall any of this. So Johnson would come to date Catherine, but he met her. He was really slick. He was staying up at Miller's Garage. He lived in New Kensington, but he would come to Miller's for his summer vacation. I mean, there's nothing like going to Lewisburg for your summer. Well, Johnson came here, so there he was. And he seen Catherine, who was directly across the street from Frank Miller's Garage, was a candy store. And here comes Catherine Don. She just had to buy candy every day. So she's not a poor local drinker. I don't know how he could afford that working in here. But anyhow, he's got his daughter down there buying candy every day. And Big Bob, he takes a look at this and he decides, well, I'll drop a few notes in the mailbox and maybe I can make a connection here. So that's the way it works out. And then they developed some type of relationship, God only knows. But they did, and then he showed up into our place. And he really took us over the coals. He bonded us tremendously. Dad and Mother at that time would take the 3 of us, and we would go to Sears and Roebuck, and we would buy all our clothing for the fall semester. Well, the big Lewisburg stud would come in, and he would say, oh, you boys did all right. We'd show him each article, and he would comment on it. And he was the only guy that we knew that wore a suit on a weekday. Everybody just wore suits on Sunday. And here this guy shows up with a suit on, so we figured he was something special. Well, that went along, and then they finally got married. Well, like I said, we weren't invited, so I don't know how that happened. But then Catherine came. He went into the Navy, and as he told the other young gentleman, he won the war down in Brazil. But, I was delivering papers at the time, and I never seen that battle mentioned on the front page. But I'll say one thing for the chief. He went in the Navy in 3 years, he got to be a chief. And I said, after I spent a couple of years in the Navy, I come to find out that was quite a feat. And after I came back, I said to him, I said, I don't know how the hell you did it, but you did it. And, but he has been involved in my life pretty much. I would come out and consult with him on various matters. And one time I came out, and he said, well, bring your guns along. He said, my wife, she's a Klein. He said, they own the whole damn hall up there. He said, so we'll go up and hunt. He said, we can hunt anywhere up there. So we go up, Bob and I. At that time, I was just out of high school and had been playing football and so forth, and was a fair size. And we were all armed to the teeth. After all, we were going for rabbits. We were armed to the teeth, we go up in there, and we crossed one fence, another fence, and I said, who owns this line? It's a Klein, don't worry. So we go on up, and here we see this guy coming down across the field. And the guy could have been, well, he wasn't a very big man. And he came down and he had an old dog and a stick in his hand. And Bob says, we gotta get out of here. He said, that's Wolf's Klein. And he takes off running, and for the chief was about 250 and out of shape like you can't believe. So we run over and under and through fences, and we got down, and finally Wolf quit chasing us. And I said to Bob, I got up to him, I said, Bob, why are we running? We got tents. I said, we don't have to run. And I said, the guy is, but anyhow, we had to carry, we got him back into the car. Him and Catherine at that time were living indoors, and we got him in on the couch. And Catherine was furious with us. She said, you killed him. I said, no, he did it to himself.
Well, he was half dead, so after all.
We've had some very traumatic times with Bob. I visited him one time, well, when he got out of the Navy, he liked the government service so well, he finally found his niche. After 2 colleges and being in the Navy, he decided that government service was for him. So he got into Veterans Administration, and that was quite a job on him. Then I went to visit him one time after I got out of the Navy. I went down and he was showing me the ropes, and I mean, I really hated to break it up when I walked in there because they were all sitting there drinking Coke and different things with their feet up on the desk. Typical government operation. Well, anyhow, he served his time in Social Security, and then he went to Social Security. He got out of the Veterans Administration, and he went into Social Security. And he rolled his time all over. See, this is very clever. From the Navy, the Veterans Administration, to the Social Security, and he was able to retire when he was 35. But we visited him, he had a back problem. And we happened to visit him on his 40th birthday at the Veterans Hospital. And he said, that's it. He said, get the box ready. He said, I'm 40 years old, I'm done. I said, hey, Chief, I said, we've been through tougher things, you'll be all right, you know. And, well, here he is, 34 years later, he's still stumbling around. But, he put us on so bad when we were kids, that when his daughter, and it wasn't fair because Beth was a good kid. You never knew Beth was around. You practically had to go and you had to hunt for Beth. And anyhow, Beth was there, I don't know, she couldn't have been much older than her little girl Trish right here. And they had gotten a new refrigerator. And I said, Beth was so proud of the refrigerator. She said, look at this. And I said, this, and we went through the whole thing and about the lights stay on all the time, and the whole problem. But anyhow, I said to her, I said, I like this refrigerator, and I'm gonna take it. And she went to bed that night, and she got up the next morning, she said to her mother, did Al take the refrigerator? And no, there it is, he didn't take it. But Beth was a good kid, and I don't know, if she ever caused them a problem, I don't know what it was. But she is a good kid. And they have the 2 grandchildren who are very special. Bobby has made Grandpa fair game, and he has caused him a few problems, but nothing that probably hit his son, that these problems would have happened. And Trish, she's a good little kid. They'll go and Tata, Grandma will go, Mama will go and babysit, and Trish will hide. So they have their problems, and Grandma, Tata would get a little shook up, but you know, it works fine. But Grandma always has to be the guardian angel because Tata, still got the short fuse, and you know, it's a little tough. But we've had a lot of fun with Bob and Catherine both over the years. We've had many dinners together. They've been in our home for dinner, and we have to come. He comes and I come out and visit him, and we have discussed the Battle of Brazil many times. And I wasn't in the Second World War, but I did get to play around a little bit in the Korean situation. And Bob was very sympathetic to my problems and so forth in the Navy, and we always discussed that. So it always worked out very well. And I don't know, I'd say over the years, I would have to put Catherine and Bob right on the top of the list as my friends. And I have a lot of people that I know, and I have a lot of relations, but I don't have many friends. And I put them right on the top of the list as my friends. And Bob has done me many good turns, and I'll be always grateful to him for it. So at this time, I have a little presentation I'd like to make. It'll take me a minute. He's the only guy in the Yellow Pages that'll take a picture and make a painting. So he has done my mother and father, and he has done several other important people in our lives. So we asked him if he could do this for Bob and Catherine, and this is what he came up with. There you go. For them, it's 50 more years of happiness, and I know they've had 50 wonderful years, and as I say, I wish them 50 more. Thank you.
We are cutting the cake.
That will prove your love for me is true. Anytime.
All right, stop and look up here. Look up here. Hold it.
That's the time.
Something like this. So I have
He gets a turn too.
Uncle Bob, Ashley, and Trish eating their dessert. Everybody seems to be enjoying it.
I think I'm
Ashley is eating best dessert and seems to be enjoying it.
Well, it's kind of funny, I think. Damn thing's the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life, to tell you the truth. So, Helen Piltz, she'll give you a rendition. Come on up here, Helen. This has been cleared by Pastor Hayner, so... Okay, Helen, take over him. Can you see?
Okay. The light's not too good here, but I'll try. This is an Italian who went to Toronto. Okay. One day, I'm going to go to Toronto to a bigger hotel. In the morning, I go to breakfast, and I tell the waitress, I want 2 pieces of toast. She bring me only 1 piece. I said, no. I want a 2 piece. She said, wait a minute. She bring me only 1 piece. And I tell her I want pee-pee. She say, go to the toilet. I say, no, you don't understand. I want a piece on my plate. She say, you better not piece on the plate. You son of a bitch. I don't even know the lady, and she calling me a son of a bitch. Later, I go out to eat in a bigger restaurant. The waitress, she bringing me a spoon, a knife, but a no fork. I tell her, I want a fork. She tell me, everybody want a fork. And I tell her, no, you don't understand. I want a fork on the table. She said, you don't have a fork on the table, you son of a bitch. So I go back to my hotel room, and there's no sheets under my bed. And I tell the manager, I tell him, I want a sheet on the bed. He tell me, you go to the toilet. I say, no, you don't understand. I want a sheet under my bed. He said, you better not cheat on the bed, you son of a bitch. I go to the checkout, and the man at the desk say, peace on you. I say, peace on you too, you son of a bitch. I go back to Italy.
With my job, I really wanted to change. Career move.
There's got to be a connection. It looks random.
What
but
field?
It can't be.
That's thoughtful of you to ask. I applied for work as a pastry chef.
Somebody's got to be bird dogging these things for him. There's got to be a connection. Oh, where'd she go? Okay, let's start over. The last victim was Mrs. Clara Pittman. It says in the report she's got a cat. Now, you got a problem with that? I don't know. There, girl. It's up to you.
The car hasn't been out of the garage since Harry died. Bought it as a present for himself on his 50th birthday. A red Barracuda. Men get silly when they turn 50, and Bob Harry was no exception. Oh, your dog is certainly well behaved. Can I offer you something to eat? A young man should have his lunch. We certainly enjoy your company.
No thanks, Mrs. Pittman. Now, did you try to sell the car?
Oh, no, I could never do that.
But you never had it on the street. Who knew that you had it?
Just my son, Wayne. He lives in Kansas City, Kansas. A very fine dentist.
Mrs. Pittman, what's happened to you has happened to at least 14 other people. We know there's a connection. Now, someone knew that you had the car in the garage. Who's been back there? Maybe the service people, you know, the meter reader.
No, not that I know of.
The gardener.
I'm the gardener. Oh, it's kind of sad, really. I paid the registration fees 2 days before the car was stolen. Got the tags yesterday and nothing to put them on. My Harry said that car was too much for a woman. Are you sure I can't interest you in some chili? I made it this morning. It's from an old family recipe. It's hotter than Hades.
Oh, no thanks, Mrs. Pittman. We gotta go. Did you say chili? It's my favorite.
Ray gets the address of the classics from a contact at the DMV. Then he goes out and he steals them. He finds a match at a junkyard. He goes back to his guy at the DMV, you know, his government official. They switch the numbers. Now the stolen car is street legal. He's got a big order, Lieutenant. Lots of muscle cars. That means multiple registrations. He has to use the dealer line at the DMV. All I've got to do is figure out which DMV office. It's definitely today.
Not today.
No, it's got to be today. Bones said today.
Then it's not time to set it up right, Jack. The guy's seen you. He's gonna make you for a cop. There are a lot of people who can...
You're breaking up, Lou. Can you hear me? I think I'm going under a bridge. Yeah, it's a bridge. Lieutenant, I'm going under a bridge. If you can hear me, I'll get back to you. Later. Yeah. Cracked myself up, you know that? Hey, he's cooking on another planet, okay? I'm sorry.
Sorry, don't get it.
Hey, lighten up, would you? I'll get him out of here.
You better.
Come on.
Because you have no right to be here.
Open it up.
Go for it.
Indications by a canine of the presence of a controlled substance is enough to establish probable cause. That's what I got. Now open it. Open the door. Turn around, behind your head.
Now look.
Shut up. You know, you must have a Hall of Fame nose sniffing out dope from a moving car at 100 yards. Miss?
Margaret?
Margaret? Hi. Look, I should have warned you.
About what?
Well, I get involved in things and then I drift.
I stand warned. It's okay.
Well, I didn't want you to think that I was...
Rude and insensitive.
Yeah.
Forget it. Hello, good boy.
He likes you.
I like him.
Well, why don't you keep him? Do you have a cat?
Try it.
What is it?
Just take a bite.
This is really good. What is this?
It's mini fig tarts and a walnut crust, topped with caramelized slices of fresh pink Texas grapefruit and then drizzled with an unblended Scotch whiskey.
Well, works for me.
Oh, no. This one is for Jerry Lee.
He won't want it. He's kind of narrow-minded food-wise. You're kidding. I thought all he liked was chili.
I applied for the job of pastry chef at Le Petit Giraffe.
Well, you've got it. Don't move. I swear, it'll just take a second, okay?
Bye, Jack. Have a nice trip.
No, wait. What'd I do?
Eagle Rock DMV, 3 o'clock.
What is a blind guy doing at the DMV?
California ID. Need it to be a person.
You know, if you wanted a license, they'd probably give you one. But not me. Oh, no. Me, they just move me around from line to line. She not only steals my husband, no great loss. She also steals my name.
Huh?
Lila. My name is Lila. He marries this slut. Her name is Lila. We have the same name, Lila Grissom. So I am not going to stand for it. I have been in this moron DMV 3 times trying to change my name. And what's worse? You want to know what my so-called husband does for so-called living? He is a credit counselor, which means he can personally decide which Lila Grissom gets working plastic. What do you think he's going to pick? Huh? Nice talking with you. Come on, sir, please.
Take him down outside. There's too many people in here.
No, I'm the one being abused now. I want a license, or I'm going to climb over this counter
Security!
and call security. And while you're at it, get your supervisor over here. The problem is I don't even know anymore who the hell I am. And this person says to go, don't put your hands on me, because I will not leave this line. I said take your hands off me!
Lady, put it down. Now!
Lila, this is getting out of hand. Why don't you put down the gun?
Not till I get what I came here for.
Lady, I'm going to give you to the count of 3 to drop the weapon.
You don't want to do this. Someone's going to get hurt. I think it's going to be you. Lila, he's very serious. I'm a police officer.
Blind cop. Oh,
Get him, Charlie!
Stop it.
Hey, no way, man. Wait a minute.
Way to go, Charlie.
Why can't wait that long. You tell him it's now or forget it. Stuff the deposit. It's non-refundable. Hey, this isn't a grind. And I don't care if he's paying out cookies. You understand me? It's got to happen today. Ray! We could have done this the easy way, Ray. I mean, I was ready to buy all the cars, remember? You sure got a nice collection. Mark 1. Great. I like a convertible better. Wind in your face, the open road. Chevelle Super Sport. Did they put shatterproof glass in those? Guess not. What are you, nuts? These are classics! Drop the gun! Call him off. Put it down. Call him off. Let me help you. Read him his rights, partner. Hi. Hi, how you doing?
Oh, he's friendly.
Well,
He speaks words.
I know some words.
I got the job.
Hey. Hey, congratulations.
Thanks.
Margaret.
Ah, this is almost like a conversation.
Want to celebrate? Maybe we could have dinner.
I'd love to.
Hey. After you.
Okay.
How do you feel about chili?
Stay tuned as the ABC Saturday Night Movie Double Feature continues with Silver Fox, coming up next.
Tuesday, while Roseanne plans a big birthday bash for Dan, the rest of the family braces for another event on Roseanne. Then, Hayden learns some surprising things about himself and Christine while attending a self-help group on Coach.
Wake up to McDonald's new breakfast wrap.
Oh, not another wrap.
The new breakfast burrito.
Burritos for breakfast? Didn't expect that.
New breakfast burrito, an unexpected taste at an unexpected price. Only 99 cents each.
Now that's my kind of wrap.
More for your money. That's McDonald's today.
We think you'll like the new 1992 Toyota Paseo so much. We don't have to use cheap advertising tricks to plan your emotions. So you won't see any young models in bikinis, no radical cornering maneuvers, no smoking tires, not even a low price as a come-on. So there's no pressure. Think it over. Thank you. The all-new Paseo, a very practical car from Toyota.
Win a 3-inch CD instantly or get a great cassette offer in specially marked multi-packs of Diet Coke.
I smoke, but the only open table in this restaurant is in the no smoking section. My solution? The cool, clean taste of Wrigley Spearmint Gum. After dinner, it fills the bill. When I can't smoke, I enjoy pure chewing satisfaction.
When you want to bring out real taste, bring out the Hellman's Real Mayonnaise.
Bring out the Yates, bring out the praise for the one best mayonnaise. Bring out the Hellman's and bring out the best. This fall on ABC, Police Commissioner Tony Scally is lovable, sensitive.
Run this one together, okay?
Helpful.
You destroyed my car! No, I didn't. I simply disassembled it. You put these pieces back together, this thing's as good as new, maybe even better than new.
And very unique.
We, the people of Earth, welcome you.
But he always gets his man.
Did we do that? We just did.
The Commish, coming this fall on ABC. The beauty, the danger, the excitement, and the tradition of one of the world's greatest races, the Tour de France. Tomorrow on ABC Sports.
An ABC News Brief. Now from Washington, John Martin.
Good evening. President Bush sent a message to Mikhail Gorbachev today, urging him to speed up efforts to conclude a strategic arms reduction treaty so it can be signed at a superpower summit in Moscow this month. In New York, 5,000 people attended a National Organization for Women rally against Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas and against the gag rule on abortion counseling at federally funded clinics. More later on the Weekend Report.
Give me 3 soaps, give me 3 soaps, Spirit. Give me 3 soaps, all in one. Give me 3 soaps, give me 3 soaps, Spirit. 'Cause I love what you have done.
New Spirit's a whole new kind of soap because it works like a cleansing bar, a deodorant bar, and a moisturizing bar all in one.
Give me 3 soaps, give me 3 soaps, Spirit. Give me 3 soaps, all in one.
New Spirit. It's like 3 soaps in one.
Listen up. What's coming now? Pittsburgh watching WTAE. Making us laugh. Let it out. People who are part of this show can tell you what it's all about. It's gonna come undone. Like it goes turning it on now. And the best is yet to come. Ooh, more keeps on giving. And Three Rivers keeps on living. Pittsburgh's the heart of America. Everyone's watching TV. Come on up to Pittsburgh, get you started. I'm not moving. Everyone's watching TV. Work out the best and everyone's a part of it. And Pittsburgh's watching WTAE.
Steffi Graf wins on the grass, and Mario Lemieux golfs at 11.
And now we begin Silver Fox.
I welcome all of you to this very special occasion for Sonny Meyerson and Adina Paterno. Very special time as you prepare to celebrate a sacred moment of exchanging your wedding vows. Before we exchange vows, we'd like to share a brief reading of scripture from the letter of Paul to the Corinthians. Love